Hey guys, my name is Tarun. Welcome to the seventh episode of Telecom Talk Show. And today we have Tanay Singh Thakur with us, and we're going to be discussing about BSNL's prepaid plan. So Tanay, what exactly is happening on the prepaid front of BSNL?
Hey Tarun, glad to be joining back. So, talking about BSNL's prepaid plans, they are the cheapest in the industry right now, but they are not the best because they are not backed by the 4G network support that private operators offer with their plans. Private operators went ahead with their prepaid tariff hikes, and BSNL did not. A lot of people thought that BSNL is doing the wrong thing here because it has the opportunity to go ahead with the prepaid tariff hikes and increase its ARPU potentially. But it was actually the smart thing to do. And talking about BSNL's prepaid plans, they're not backed by a 4G network, so that is a very very big disadvantage that BSNL users have to face. But on the same time, BSNL compensates for it by offering them a cheaper tariff. So that is a good thing. And going ahead with the prepaid tariff hikes right now would not have made any sense because the operator is not even actually offering the kind of value to the users the people would have paid BSNL for. So that is the thing that I personally have an opinion on. So BSNL did the right thing by not going ahead with the prepaid tariff hike. So what do you think, Tarun? You think BSNL did the right thing or not?
I do believe it's the right thing what BSNL have done, but like obviously the technology is moving forward. Like rest of the operators like Airtel, Jio, they have 4G and all those things. So that's the only one front what BSNL lacks around. So Tane, coming to this particular instance, like when do you think like BSNL can launch 4G? So although we discussed about this earlier, but still, like in short, like is there any time frame when we can expect 4G from BSNL?
So Tarun, today, the day we are recording this on, I am not sure if this video will go live today itself on the recording day, but today is December 23, and this is the day when BSNL said it would start with its 4G trials. TCS had promised that it would install the 40 watt radios by 21 December, and BSNL said that by 23 December we would start with the 4G trial. So ideally, this trial should have started by now, but I'm not sure because the announcements were not made from the state-run telco, and there was no. My source did not reveal anything to me, so that is it. If the trials are delayed from here, we might see somewhere around maybe late 2022 or early 2023. That is my personal expectation to see BSNL's 4G.
And I just need to add one thing, like there is like a huge fan base for BSNL who is actually waiting for this BSNL 4G to come up. So I think it's gonna make a huge difference once BSNL launches 4G. Like, and it's definitely it's gonna literally have some sort of an additional subscriber base. Like there is a lot of loyal BSNL customers. Like. So Tanay, my next question to you is like, how cheap are the prepaid tariff offered by BSNL right now? Like, although we know they are not offering 4G services, but how cheap it is? Like, and who can still opt for BSNL in the current scenario? Like, it's obviously the internet works. WhatsApp would be working fine, like on the existing data network. Like so, but who what's the tariff? Like, what is the cheapest tariff currently offered by BSNL? Do you have any idea? Like.
So Tarun, I cannot give you the exact numbers because I don't have the plans right in front of me. I don't remember as well. So, but I know that there's a very very big difference in terms of the money asked by the operators because even before the prepaid tariff hikes got implemented by the private operators, BSNL was still offering very cheap plans compared to the private telcos. So after the tariff hikes, that difference should have gone up even more. So talking about who needs these plans or who is appropriate for, not appropriate, who can benefit out of this plan. So my opinion on that is say you are a student, okay, and you have a secondary SIM, you don't want to overspend on that secondary sim. Not just for students, even just for general population, you don't want to be overspending on your second sim. And because the prepaid tariffs have gone up, if you want the SMS benefit on your secondary sim as well, you'll have to go for 99 plan from Airtel, 109 or 119 from Jio, and 149 or 129 from Vodafone Idea. I'm not sure. So this is something that these are exorbitant prices. So it's better you stick with BSNL on the secondary SIM card thing, and primer you can rely on the private telcos for 4G services. So that is my opinion. If I'm using BSNL, it would be for secondary SIM purposes, not for primary, because it isn't backed by 4G network. What about you? Do you have a BSNL SIM?
No, I don't have a BS. I do had a BSNL SIM in the early days, but right now I'm not using. But I just want to add up one thing is that like unless BSNL doesn't launches 4G service anytime soon, they're gonna literally lose huge chunk of subscribers, because the fact is that people are not gonna use like two SIM cards, like primary and secondary,
Right,
because it's gonna
right.
be quite expensive. Already the tariff is going to increase further over the period of time. So it's gonna make a huge difference. And it's like a huge bet on BSNL. Like if they can launch the 4G service, at least on their high performing circles, it's gonna be very tough for BSNL to survive, because definitely people will be moving out. Even people who are using BSNL as a secondary SIM, they will stop using BSNL. And so
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah. My thought on this is, BSNL coming out with 4G would be a very great thing for the nation. It's not just for the telcos, it's not just for the telecom sector itself. People would, as a consumer, I would have four options instead of three right now, right? And that fourth option would be from the government backed company, and that would, be geared towards me, not just for making profit. So when I look at BSNL, my general perception is it's not a telco that's made for making profits right now. As of now, for the last decade, I have not thought about it as the telco which will make profits. But I've seen BSNL as a company that is, making or gearing services up for the consumers, the benefit of consumers. So coming out with 4G, BSNL would be doing a very great thing to the nation. And me as a consumer, I am very excited to see what BSNL's 4G holds for us. We'll have better coverage. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have better coverage than a third private telco, right? Which is not present everywhere in the country. And even except for Jio, I don't think any private telecom operator is very excellent in terms of providing coverage, right? Airtel is sort of the second company, but then there's again a huge difference. So I would like to see what can BSNL do over here, because BSNL is present in areas where even Jio, Airtel, and Vodafone Idea is not. BSNL can potentially benefit from the USOF fund, and it could reach areas where other private telecom operators are not. So that is something that I look forward to.
And another thing is that you cannot rate like, okay, Jio is pretty good at one particular area, Airtel is pretty good at one specific area. The thing is that maybe one particular operator might be good in certain areas. It can be Airtel or it can be Jio, or even you never know, maybe it can be a BSNL. It might.
Yeah.
So it's not right to say like, okay, this particular operator is pretty stronghold. In the current scenario, so who knows, maybe in future there might be an infrastructure sharing that government might propose, where telco operators can share the network infrastructure. Even Sunil Bharti Mittal was also emphasizing on the same particular thing, like for 5G or 4G. I think that would be a pretty good move, like if the infrastructure sharing comes into the in picture. It's gonna make a huge difference for telecos. Also, the customers are also gonna benefit a lot, and people will also have the preference, and that is when things are gonna roll. So Tanay, my last question to you is that BSNL also have this broadband thing with them, right? How good are they in terms of pricing when compared with other telecos? Are they strong enough? I think there is still a particular subscriber base who are still using BSNL. What was the last TRAI report? There was some report which stated that I think it was your story only, based on
Yeah.
one of the analysts,
Yeah.
which presented that like
Yeah. Yeah.
BSNL is losing out its shine in terms of broadband network
Mm-hmm.
to Airtel and Jio. Like, so what's your take on it? Like, why it's happening? Like, is
So,
it
so
because of the
Tarun,
tariff, or is it because of marketing, or what is happening? Like,
so Tarun, my recognition, my sorry, not recognition, my remembrance of the numbers was BSNL lost around 330K subscribers, and the private telcos added around 350K, where 220K were added by Jio and 130K were added by Airtel. So if you're asking why did BSNL lose and why did private telcos gain new subscribers, that is because private telcos are actively investing on their fiber infrastructure. They are expanding their fiber business. They want to reach as many homes as possible. They want to cover. Even Airtel has said that it would reach around, I am not sure if the number is, I'm saying the number right, but it was, I guess, 30 million homes within the next 2 to 3, within the next 2 years. So yeah, that is it. And BSNL just simply doesn't have the kind of money that the private telecom operators do to invest on its in fiber infrastructure. And BSNL is actually benefiting from the investments that it had already made. BSNL is already available in certain rural areas. Its broadband services are present there. And but the thing is, private operators are expanding very aggressively in terms of plans and their pricing. BSNL is not, very cheap as compared to private telcos, and it's not even expensive. But in terms of benefits, BSNL almost close to offers what private operators are offering, except for the additional benefits, which are the OTT benefits. Apart from that, the plans are almost similar, and Jio is actually on the cheaper end on some areas. So